Hey guys, I'm coming to you live through satellite, although I must clarify, I am not literally being squeezed through a satellite in outer space. Ha, me too. Alright, Aaron, I gotta break it to you. I'm not really getting any visual input from your end. Like, all I'm really getting is a pug flying through space telling me to believe, and I don't really know what to make of that. Like I get that you're trying for a joke really, really desperately, and I get that you're trying to, like, really, really desperately have some effect on the people around you, and have some significance to the world that you're in, but that's really all I can take from that. Although, a quick side note, this isn't really on the topic, but it's a cool side note. There's this guy called Jean-Paul Sartre. He wrote a novel. He also wrote a play called No Exit, or Trois Clas if you're French and you're inebriated enough to make the noises that I just made. Anyway, the play was about 40 to 50 pages. I don't know, I've never read it. But it was about these three people. You'd put Garson, Estelle, and Inez in hell, but there aren't really any torture devices, they're just tortured by each other. Each of them wants to feel validated by the other three, or by the other two, rather. In fact, they only want to be validated by one other person. Like, Estelle got the hots for Garson, and Garson wants to be seen as a manly man by Inez, but Inez wants the freaky deaky from Estelle. And it's all this really big, weird triangle validation. It was coined. So each one kind of wants to feel affection from the other two, but at the same time they can't really ever get it, because, like, if Inez admitted that Garson was a manly man, then it would make her seem less manly in comparison, and she's seen some stuff and she knows that that's tough, and she wants everyone to know that what she's been through was pretty tough. So each character kind of, like, struggles for eternity, trying to have this effect on other people's lives, even though they're all kind of dead. And it's kind of like what we're all doing in the real world. We're all fighting to have some significance, even though it's kind of impossible to outshine everyone enough to do so. You know? So in reality, No Exit is kind of like a metaphor for our lives, except I only took 2 bullets when I ran a pacifist newspaper in Rio. I also did the Estelle analysis, of course. Well, I did the Estelle analysis, and then what happened was people are like, "Oh, dude, you're not contributing to the group. What are you doing? This isn't productive." So then I did the Inez analysis, and then they're like, "Oh man, now you're talking. I like that." So I guess I'm doing the Inez analysis then. So her fatal flaw is her addiction to fear. Basically, she wants to be relevant in other people's lives just as much as everyone else does. And she uses fear as a vehicle for that. She'd walk up to people in her life and be like, "Hey, you killed him. You killed a guy. But it was okay because he was annoying and everything, and you should feel good about it. It's something to be proud of." And obviously people are going to remember that. She's going to be quite relevant in their lives for some days, especially if they've killed a guy. That's a problem. So it's very effective, so she kind of becomes addicted to this idea of fear and of using it to influence people. Like, even when Estelle is putting on lipstick in front of her, Inez is like, "Oh snap, girl, I like it when your lipstick looks evil like that." And Estelle's like, "That's a thing? I guess, if you're into that, sure."